Hello everyone, welcome to Fijian investment trader known as Fijian Traders. This is Mr. Singh. Marathon Digital Holdings, ticker symbol MARA. What a crappy, terrible day if you are a bull. But great day for a bear because we had a massive drop, close to a $4 drop today, and we have a lot to cover. I have a fundamentals that I want to talk about, the key technical analysis. What are we looking at it? Was it this a surprise? Unfortunately, not for me. And I did mention some the drop levels may be happening it because the technical side signaling for a downtrend pattern. Are we done? Are we over with Marathon Digital? I believe not so because we have a lot which I'm going to cover right now on the technical side and what inspired to be a drop down. So, as usual, let's cover it. Reason Marathon Digital was up today, and this is funny because when the article was posted in the morning, the stock wasn't up, right? And why? But I want to talk to you about what was the reason behind it. Marathon Digital controlled 16,930 Bitcoin per Bitcoin treasuries. Notable, the firm also acquired two binding sites. So that was one of the reasons came also on that. So back in December, Marathon Digital disclosed acquisition of two minings with 390 megawatts capacity of 178 millions. For the first sites fully acquired by Marathon, it represents early steps to plan and grow portfolio on mining operations. They are also in upcoming companies. Coinbase is another one. Riot is another one. Those are the companies as well. But what was the biggest thing was for Marathon is in acquiring a site and an opportunity to reduce Bitcoin production costs. And we talked about it in my previous videos. The cost is something that have changed most of the companies, not for Marathon, big companies, because of high inflation. What has resulted in the domestic goods is expensive, right? The cars, the house, you even buy a milk on the store, it's expensive. Everything rose up, and to make and the labor cost goes high, so everything was high, and it resulting in production cost was high, where companies are not comfortable of reducing costs because they don't have a reason, not a plan to reduce it. Also, what is inspired is not on this article but this one. Stocks mildly lowered the quotient of today and Tuesday's CPI. CPI is a consumer product index, and it's gonna talk about a couple things. Wall Street slips investors brace for inflation data. This is very important. On Tuesday, it's gonna be a roller coaster ride, up and down, and where some key investors is gonna look at it. If there is an inflation reduction cut on it, then there is gives a hope for the investors. But if it rises, then it's something that investors it's gonna be looking at it closely. We might see a dip, like a roller coaster on Tuesday, right? It's very hard to predict on that. Depends, Mr. What Jerry Powell's team talk about. Also, the Wall Street Mains Index dipped on Monday. Investors await the inflation data that could provide cues for U.S. Federal Reserve monetary policy path after a mixed job report on last week. We know what happened, and which I covered in my previous video as well. The last three U.S. index ended in the low on Friday. The S&P 500, Nasdaq coming off the record high, and flying chips stock fell, and the labor market reported showed more jobs than expected, while unemployment rose unexpectedly. So this is very important. It's kind of has an impact on digital Marathon holdings because of the labor cost, the products they used on the manufacturing costs, everything. Even buy a cup of coffee in Marathon Digital, right? You gotta help the employees to drink coffee. So everything is results on a part, because I've seen many companies struggle because their manufacturing cost is expensive, and they're not making enough profit, substantial profit, if they have to pay debt and then cover it. So it's a lot of things goes in a business, not just profit and losses. There's all other things it covers in order to generate that. Let's talk on the technical side. I know some of you guys have been waiting to watch it and figure out what are we looking at it. As mentioned, and I did talk about the key levels, it's about 22.87. You can clearly see that when the market opened up, we destroyed the 24.87, which was our resistance level, and we came to our support level sitting at $22.87. Came and tested it, and breakout. Throughout the day, we couldn't even break out our pink line, which is my 200-day EMA. Was acting sideways, and before the market closed, as people didn't want to hold shares, came back from 21.80 to all the way to $20.64. 64 cents that we had on that, all the way down up there. We're gonna talk on the key levels. So what I'm gonna do is $22. I'm gonna leave it that is, as it's gonna be a, actually I'm gonna change it. It's gonna be a support level, a resistance level to break now, because we broke through. Why did I say it's gonna be coming back? Because the moving average, the pink line and the blue line cross over, and now we clearly have that. Even though we covered that gap, but now we are on that downtrend pattern, as not as usual, but is a confirmation on that. RSI gotta keep an eye, because we are going in overbought territory, and unfortunately, I hope I know I'm not ruining somebody's day, but it is a downtrend pattern, because a pink line, which is my 60-day EMA, so 200 EMA, sitting at $24.30, and the blue line is sitting at $23.61. It is a crossover. Unfortunately, we have more pains to come. So next level is $9.31, and then all the way to $15.59 if somebody is looking to start up their portfolio or anything. But it is a clear downtrend pattern, and I know some of you guys really don't even want to hear that, and why I'm not speaking in the terms of a bear. I am just speaking in terms of the technical analysis, because the technical analysis do not lie. Look at this trend all the way down. So I'm gonna have this chart right here and see if it goes all the way up there. But let me fix my chart right here, and that is what I'm looking at. You can clearly see that it has been coming to a slope down, and then we have this moving average confirmation. Sellers, bull couldn't keep up, and that's why I'm stepping up on $19.31. Today I did sold my shares, kept very little position on the shares. I wanted to lock the profit because I didn't like what I see also, and closed out my option call as well. And it was very risky to hold it in terms of going what is going to be under call from Mr. Powell's team regarding the consumer index CPI and PPI information. So those are the two key things. That's why I didn't want to feel comfortable with the trend where I saw today. If it comes to 19, and then I'm going to test, I'm definitely a long-term investor, but I got to be a smart investor as well, because you do not want to be, hoping to go. You just, it's not about hope. It's all about technical and fundamentals, and you want to lock profits. And that's what I did. Doesn't mean I am over with that. Absolutely not. Like I said, this is not my first rodeo trading with Marathon Digital Holdings. So if it comes to a $19, something to keep an eye and see if it's sideways and momentum picks up. But this is just a breakout right here, which you can see that the last time we had that, we're sitting at $22. We came all the way to $14, and that's why I am gonna be keeping an eye before I start my position again, which I will definitely gonna start my position again, because time and time we fail to broke and hold at $30 level, and we break down. Even though we high at $34 level, we came next day right back to 27, then right here back to 20. So it's just making lower highs, lower lows right here. It is what it's doing, and that's what's gonna happen. Now we made another new low. What are we gonna do? We go test of 22, and then we come down again. So that is something to keep an eye if you want to do some sort of option on that. Sorry about it, folks, but something to keep an eye on that. Definitely not playing with the put options, because it's very volatile for me to get into the trap, which I really don't want to be the part of it unless I am full confident on that. It doesn't mean it is, and it doesn't mean I'm saying that I'm not sure. I am sure that it's pulling back, but with the news comes out on Tuesday, can give as a momentum and a shift of gear on that. So overall, Not a exciting news for some of you guys are hoping for it, but we gotta be careful on these two levels are coming in, and I want to make sure I talk about it. The resistance still stays the same, $22.87 and $24.39 are the two key ones. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys had a wonderful day of today. Definitely got to keep an eye on Tuesday's platform. My next video is coming on Wednesday after I see how the trading does on Tuesday and Wednesday, and recap on the consumer index fund, and more news on digital marathon holdings. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Take care.